Disappearance of 45-year-old Tina Satchwell from her home in Youghal, County Cork in March of 2017. Well, our Southern editor, Paschal Sheehy, joins us now. Tell us more, Paschal.
Well, Sharon, there have been a number of significant developments here in Youghal throughout the afternoon and the evening. The first of those, the arrest of that man on suspicion of murdering Tina Satchwell just after 5 o'clock this evening. And as we speak, that man is being questioned by investigating Gardaí at a Garda station here in East Cork. The second development happened a few minutes later when Gardaí sealed off and secured a property here in the town, and within the last few minutes members of the Garda Technical Bureau have finished an extensive search for the night of that property, but they will be back here again in the morning. And the third significant development then is that Gardaí have changed the designation of this investigation from, it had been for the past 6.5 years, a missing persons investigation. Now Gardaí are saying that this is a murder investigation. Now we may know more within the next 24 to 36 hours, but we may not know more either, because the search of the property here in Youghal is certainly expected to continue for a number of days.
A forensic search is continuing at a property in Youghal in County Cork by Gardaí investigating the murder of Tina Satchwell. The 45-year-old woman disappeared 6 years ago in March 2017. A man was arrested yesterday evening on suspicion of murder. Gardaí have 24 hours in which to question him. Paschal Sheehy joins us now from Youghal. So, Paschal, what's the latest on the Garda investigation?
Well, Eileen, that search resumed just before 9 o'clock here this morning when Gardaí moved some equipment onto the scene of the search. There were two mini diggers, one of them with a pneumatic drill attachment. There was also a shredder for heavy vegetation, and a mini skip moved onto the site as well. Now that shredder has been working throughout the morning. It's certainly audible when you pass the site here, which is now cordoned off from public view, but there are several mature trees on the property and they're being removed at the moment. And it's clear that Gardaí, members of the Garda Technical Bureau and local Gardaí who are conducting this search of the site are digging in for a number of days, and there is a number of days' work ahead of them. Separately, 45 kilometres away in Cove, teams of detectives are continuing to question the man arrested yesterday afternoon, and a decision will have to be taken by the end of the day today whether to charge or release him.
I went to Dungarvan, got a bit of food that she asked me to get from Aldi over there. And I returned to Youghal, and I opened the front door, and I went through. Normally she'd been in the front room with the pets, watching MTV or something, and she wasn't there, but the dogs were. So I thought she was upstairs or something. I went up, she wasn't there. So naturally I thought she'd gone out for a walk on her own, but time passed, she didn't come back.
It's very out of character for her. I wouldn't feel as she'd go anywhere on her own. She wasn't a person who would do that. All the family's been contacted and nobody in the family has seen or heard from her.
Satchwell was last seen by her husband Richard at their home on the 20th of March last year. He reported her missing 4 days later and claimed she left for personal reasons. Gardaí have now sealed off a 40-acre wooded area near Castlemartyr, known locally as Mitchell's Wood. Superintendent Colm Noonan from Middleton Garda Station is heading up the investigation.
Gardaí at Middleton Garda Station are investigating the disappearance of Tina Satchwell from Youghal in County Cork, who was last seen in March of 2017. An incident room is established in Middleton Garda Station and a team of detectives are working on Tina's disappearance. To date, there have been 220 separate lines of inquiry conducted. This has included liaison with Interpol, and today we are conducting a search here at Mitchell's Wood, Bridgetown, Castlemartyr in County Cork. We are looking for evidence in relation to Tina's disappearance, and we have, for the purposes of this search, restricted access to this area.
It's not hard to exclude husband Richard Satchwell and his character complexity and inconsistencies have done nothing to help his own case of complete innocence. His basic timeline stands up on the day of his wife's disappearance, but it remains scant in detail, deliberate or not, and despite his protestations that he and his wife led a simple and quiet life, it's clear that there was a lot more going on here than he's so guarded to admit. Richard does seem to allude to more going on under the surface of their relationship that he does not want to go into, and he consistently keeps going into. He hints at things and then says, "Oh, but I can't go into that." We have to respect that privacy. That's his position. His reason, Tina wouldn't have wanted that. So again, we seem to be into, and he does this consistently in interviews. I behaved and I did the things I did, but I only did them because Tina would have wanted that. And I don't understand this approach that he has. Everything keeps getting shifted to, "Oh, but Tina wouldn't want me to have done that." The 4 days went by because Tina would have wanted me to respect and give her space in the 4 days she was missing, which is why, so everything, he keeps shifting everything back to Tina. I'm left asking why Richard would hold onto this theory when there isn't a shred of evidence that it ever happened. It goes back to the suitcases that he spotted in the Tesco's car park. This theory, it doesn't stand up to any kind of scrutiny, and I'm pretty sure Gardaí in Ireland already know that. Richard's presentation of Tina does not match the Tina that everybody else seems to know. Years, I think this whole idea of our absconding to the UK is total nonsense. Left Ireland after March the 20th, 2017. I'm doubtful she ever got to Fermoy in Cork to meet family or a close friend that day, or it was ever her intention to go there that morning or lunchtime. Because none of those people, supposedly, that she might have went to meet friends, family, have ever confirmed any of that. This was a particularly awkward moment of this interview. Particularly awkward.
Why did I wait 4 days? I had her mobile. Why didn't you call her friend? Her best friend?
Well, that's the number I don't have.
But it's in her phone, and you had her phone.
No, they always used to meet. They never used to ring one another.
So she didn't have her best friend's mobile number?
They used to meet practically daily.
And how would they make him an appointment?
Well, they'd be at the same place, same time every day. So that's.
Is her best friend in Youghal, or is her best friend in Fermoy?
Outside Fermoy.
So she would drive to Fermoy every day?
A horse for courses. Okay, I get it. What works, I guess. But it was anything but orthodox, and the predictability that Richard constantly espouses. Nothing about this case is normal, including Tina Satchwell's disappearance. But she was not in the house when her husband returned at that time. No one saw her that morning. Nobody seems to have seen her since the previous day at the car boot sale. Tina Satchwell, I don't believe, ever left her home on the morning of March 20th, 2017. Whatever happened there happened within her home, or more likely outside or close to her locale in the hours prior to 9-10 a.m. or even the previous night. I think this is one of those cases that words and behaviour speak louder than reality. Richard Satchwell may well have absolutely nothing to do with the disappearance of his wife Tina. And I want to stress that we can all have our own thoughts, but there remains no evidence that he was in any way involved with the disappearance of his wife. But certainly his behaviour and his activity and the lack of information around his movements, at least known publicly, brings questions. If I can reach one conclusion here, it is that Richard Satchwell has done nothing to exclude himself from the case as a suspect after 6 years. This is one of those cases I hoped when I really got into the deep dive I could provide maybe further scenarios or possibilities, and it's been a struggle to do that because everything seems to keep coming back to the same area. Respectful in the comments. Make no accusations, please. Stick to the case details and the facts. Not hearsay, casual opinion. Don't make unfounded accusations against someone, in this case, just because it's what you think. Ask questions by all means. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I appreciate the recent joining of subscribers. I'm very grateful. Wherever you see this, give it a like. Thank you. God bless. And take care of each other. Okay?